And now we're wrapping this up with yet another business perspective, that at the Hispanic Business Professionals. Andy Solis is the president, and Luis Bernal is the new executive director and a former president of the organization. We welcome you both. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Talk to me about the economy of Collier County. It looks like we're turning the corner. We're headed back to more stable ground. What role do you see your organization playing in all that, and how will the pieces come together?
Well, one of the things that we've tried to do in the last few years, certainly, is to be more involved and be a voice for the Hispanic community in the economic development efforts that are ongoing with the county. The council is a part of the Partnership for Collier's Economic Future that's engaged in the economic study. Luis and I are both on the steering committees that are reviewing the studies being prepared by Market Street. Being involved in the regional economic development efforts and really trying to work closely with the Chamber and Collier County government to make sure that the Hispanic community is part of that process.
Why is that important? Is that so the Hispanic business professionals get their share of whatever is coming, or is it because you bring something special, some insights to the table, maybe an edge in international trade or something? Why is that Hispanic role important?
Both. Hispanics are entrepreneurial. They see opportunities as any other business owners or entrepreneurs, and they have come to Collier County to improve and to make part of the economic development efforts in several sectors, sometimes as actually owners of businesses,
okay,
but many other times as professionals in healthcare, law, financial sector, even public sector. So they want to be part of the community as anybody else.
And this is right up your alley. This is what you do.
Yep, exactly right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about the challenge. Well, it's you put yourself out there as being sort of a unifier or serving as the voice of the Hispanic business community. Yet we also were talking that the Hispanic community is not monolithic. There are divisions, and members of that community are very aware of the national origin of the other. How do you work with that and bring that together? Or can you?
Well, I think one of the interesting things about the council is that we've been successful in really bringing the different parts of the Hispanic community together.
Common ground.
The common ground. The Hispanic community ranges from people from Mexico, South America, the Caribbean, and those culturally they're different, but they're also different. They have different political views, and they have different ideas for what the council should be doing, whether we should be strictly engaged in just charity work, functioning more like a chamber, and those kinds of things. So I think what we've been able to do is to really strike a balance, and try to bring people together. Our emphasis has been in trying to bring the different parts of the Hispanic community together, and then have it engaged in what goes on in Collier County.
Mm-hmm. Should point out that the Council of Hispanic Business Professionals started out under the umbrella, if you will, of the Greater Naples Chamber of Commerce, and now you are separate yet connected.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and so that also tells me that we've reached a point of critical mass where the Hispanic Council can stand on its own.
Absolutely. Yeah, because one of the, besides what Andy has just said, one of the focus we are putting in the council is in helping others, and also to identify, cultivate, and promote Hispanic leadership. And by leadership, we understand service to the community, mm-hmm, and in different positions and roles, and that's something that from young Hispanics through Young Leadership Collier, for instance, that we support, mm-hmm, and all the way up, we are trying to promote and put in position of service.
Talk about positions of service. We should point out that you're running for Collier County School Board yourself, so you're walking the walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is.
So now, how does that message resonate whenever you go out and you speak in schools and you talk to the future Hispanic leaders of tomorrow? Does that click with them?
It really does, and I think everyone sees the need for developing the leaders of the Hispanic community for the future. One of the things that we've tried to do every year is we provide scholarships for Hispanic kids, right, to go through the Youth Leadership Collier program. But it really does click. I think it's obvious that with 25% of the county's population being Hispanic, that developing leadership and involvement in county government is something that needs to be done.
Let me ask you, if I'm a prospective business owner or employer, and I'm looking at Florida, I think, do I want to go to Miami-Dade, or do I want to come to Collier County? What could you say to me?
Ask Hertz. Yeah, well, the reason they came to Southwest Florida is the different quality of life compared to Miami, and what they said is that they were attracted by the possibility of having a bilingual or multicultural workforce in Southwest Florida. That was one of the key points they considered when they moved from up north to Southwest Florida.
Let me ask you, is your organization ready or poised for what happens next in Cuba? Will there be opportunities for the local business community in Cuba after the Castro dies?
Certainly, we think there will be. Obviously, it's a great place. It's got a great.
Your parents are from there.
My parents are from there. Certainly, we're all waiting. The Cuban community obviously is waiting for that to happen. And I think when that occurs, certainly we'll try to be involved in that as the council, not necessarily as just me being from a Cuban background, but as the council.
But would that be an agribusiness or tourism or manufacturing or
both?
And professional services.
And professional services, sure.
Professional services.
Yeah, let's say the participation of Hispanics and Cubans in healthcare industry here in Collier County is huge. They are doctors. They were doctors in Cuba. They cannot be here, but they are involved in healthcare management or services. So that is a natural bridge between these two communities.
Well, gentlemen, thanks for your time. Good luck on all you do. The community is watching and rooting for you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back to wrap this up and take a look at next week's guest after our guests from the Hispanic Business Professionals right after this.
Tom Moran and Bob Edwards, Barron's nationally ranked financial advisors, manage $2 billion in client assets with extraordinary attention to service, 20 years of measurable portfolio performance, and one of the friendliest, most attentive staff. Discover why there's strength in our numbers. Call Moran Edwards today for a complimentary consultation or visit us online at moranedwards.com.
Find the news you're attracted to in editions of the Naples Daily News. Online, find 24/7 in-depth, interactive, and comprehensive multimedia. On your portable device, experience it in dynamic, customized visuals. And on the go, all the news plus instant updates and alerts. Naples Daily News and NaplesNews.com, putting your world in your hands.